You hit it.
Yeah, it is the Raw Wrap-Up, guys. Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on Twitter here in the Mayhem Studios in Pittsburgh, PA, joining via the Google Hangouts with me talking Raw. My compatriots I'll introduce in a moment, but first please go check out WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Check out everything else we do. And, of course, our friends over at PittsburghWrestling.com. If you want to get a real alternative, if you're not digging what's going on Raw, you can check that out. But in the meantime, with me here in the Pittsburgh area is the Riz.
Sorg, to answer your off-air question, definitely Natty.
Definitely Natty? Oh, okay. And also from Poughkeepsie, New York, it's Mad Mike.
Or to answer your off-air question, neither.
And also from the Pittsburgh area, a friend in the mainstream media, proprietor of mainstreammatt1t.blogspot.com. It's Mainstream Matt.
Sorg, to answer your question, I plead the fifth because I've got one of these.
Oh, it's a ring. It's a ring.
My wife.
It's a ring. Load up that ring.
I'll be right back.
Also joining us from Johnstown, PA, is Bobby F.J. Town of InsertCoinToBegin.com. So is the Riz, by the way.
Thanks, Sorg.
Sorry.
Sorg, to answer your previously offered question, pizza rolls.
Okay. So with that, this is, of course, where we talk about WWE Raw. A lot happened tonight. I know, first of all, I want to touch on Matt. You came into the Hangout earlier tonight and says, I'm really feeling this Raw tonight. Can you tell us what's the difference between this and last week's Raw that's really kind of got your attention?
Just basic focused storyline advancement. Every segment served a purpose. Everything progressed logically. Nothing felt like it was rushed. Nothing felt like it came out of nowhere. Oh, except for the Prime Time Players reuniting.
Oh, yeah.
That came out of nowhere.
Actually,
who called that?
Action, solid storytelling, focused direction, like it.
Counterpoint.
Counterpoint?
Bobby did.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Bobby did say that the Prime Time Players should come back.
I threw a Pokeball and Titus O'Neil come out.
Wow.
Pretty much. I barely recognized Young, though, Darren Young.
Who was his partner? Who was tag team partner?
Nobody knows.
But yeah, nobody knows. Like
Bobby, if you catch a shiny Titus O'Neil, is it Pancake Patterson?
Yes.
Okay.
That's his evolved version.
It's his Mega Evolved version.
Mega Evolution.
Darren Young's tag team partner was the main roster version of Blue Pants.
It pretty much was.
Although not nearly as over.
It was
Not nearly as over.
Not nearly as great cosplay pictures on the internet. Look her up.
Wrestler.
And quick reminder, if you're watching here live on Google Hangout here on Monday nights, we do have the QA up. If you have any questions about Raw or anything we want to bring up while we're on here for the next 10 minutes or so.
If you have any questions about us, we'd like to...
No, this is not getting to know you, Riz.
By the way, long walks on a beach?
Oh, no.
Batman.
So Primetime Players, excited to see that. Really interesting that popped up, especially after the controversy with Darren Young that we talked about on the Mayhem Minute over on the YouTube channel. But still, it's good to see. Primetime Players are back. Sorry, Slater Gator. At least you got that Sting thing, Slater.
Oh, killing me.
So the other big thing of the night. What did we want to bring up? Oh, Paige's outfit.
Yeah.
So some
now,
dirty men.
One, I think in two instances we got like some Divas matches with a little bit of time. Like I thought Summer Rae Paige was a lot of fun. I thought the girls in the mixed tag match was a lot of fun between help me Cameron and
No,
Naomi.
Total Divas got me so messed up. I'm so sorry. No, Cameron's the one I don't like. Naomi.
Cameron is the one that thinks you pin people on their stomachs.
Right.
Girl, bye.
Girl, bye.
Bitch bye. She evolved last week.
It's getting real serious in the third and a half season. But no, even that I thought like there were chain wrestling guys. What? It was a lot of fun. And then of course we had our interesting cameo of the flock of Adam Rose and our kind of pixie outfit thing going on.
And blue pants.
I think I appreciated that. I mean, it was a Divas, like, it's some storyline that makes sense for Divas.
Not only that, but...
Well, we're raising them at.
Okay. I liked the speech at the end of her, though, saying that I don't need to wear outfits. I can just beat people up.
Yeah, perfect.
Like, that was perfect. That was perfect for her character. That was perfect for the way she is. And that was it.
Matt?
Exactly. It's a bullying storyline, but it has a positive message. Paige is getting bullied by the Bellas, but she shows a proper way to respond to it. You know, take it, turn it into something positive, do what you gotta do to, get out there in the ring, take the other girl's outfit, go out there and wear her outfit. Why? Because you're a confident young woman, and you're gonna do you, and you don't care what these two mean girls say. Now, the problem with that, Paige had this whole storyline down pat, and she did it awesomely in the ring. The problem is someone forgot to relay what was supposed to be happening to the announce team, because they're snickering at her outfit while they're on the announce desk. The point was that she didn't care what she was wearing. The point is that she's a strong, confident woman who's out there doing her thing no matter what. But the announce team, for some reason, and I'm not going to blame them as human beings, because we all know there's somebody telling them what to say in their headsets half the time anyways. But you're out there snickering at her outfit. You're not conveying the storyline properly. I mean, I just think back to like when JR was on the call, and the way JR would call a Divas match or a women's match, and he would talk about the women as, strong, confident women. These guys are snickering at Paige's outfit because the concept of what they're trying to portray in the storyline, like, went sailing over their head for some reason. Mm-hmm. It just made me a little bit upset. I'm glad what happened in the ring. I thought it was really good, but I thought the announce team dropped the ball on that one. It just pissed me off. Did anybody else get that vibe? Was that just me?
I stopped listening to Michael Cole years ago.
He kind of tunes out. I mean, it really does tune out for these shows. I did notice how much I'm hearing about Booker T's family, that he's like the oldest of 8 kids or whatever, youngest of 8 kids. Mm. I never heard so much about his family to the point I was kind of pontificating on Twitter if he's having problems with his family lately. Because I don't remember ever hearing about that stuff. Great stuff from the ladies. Great matches. Seth Rollins against Dolph Ziggler tonight.
He went balls out, Sorg.
He did go balls out.
I got a question for you guys real quick here. Do you think the rumor of what happened due to the NXT stuff, if it's real, do you think that has anything to do with what we saw tonight?
What is this rumor that you're speaking of?
That there were people in the back, upset of how much time NXT was getting to perform their craft.
Could have, but matches went longer tonight, I thought.
Do you think that had something to do with it? Because remember last time they had that special. What was it? Their last takeover. Our Evolution. The rumor was that they didn't perform well because they were in protest.
I don't think so.
But now they have this.
So wait a minute. So who was in protest?
They did not say.
Wait. So are you talking about the main roster was in protest and didn't perform well?
Yeah, I heard.
The main roster is tired of hearing that the NXT guys are so much better than they are and have so much better matches than they have, because the main roster guys feel, hey, if you gave us 10 to 15 minutes to have a match with X guy, I'd tear down the house too.
Yes, and I know there was something about one of the Bellas said something about it. Yeah, I wish we had the time for doing matches like that on Raw, or anywhere else. Yeah, but we're having that I was having that conversation with Damon. I'm like, do you think if the Bellas were able to be given, say, a spot like what a Charlotte and Natalya were doing on NXT, do you think they would be able to step up? Or is it a matter of, well, they need those opportunities so they have a reason to step up?
Yeah, and that's why I was saying, we're not going to get that 5-star match from, Big Show or Kane. We're going to get that from, Dolph Ziggler and all that stuff.
No, we're not going to have that, to that effect. But remember when we had the ECW stuff, and Big Show was pulling out a whole different versions of Big Show. And frankly, Big Show was in a lot worse shape than he is right now at that point. It was probably in the worst shape of his life at that point. But he was being this new version, brutal Big Show, and having these crazy matches. Like, he stepped up in another way, right? And I mean, it really is just the hungry kids coming up, you know. And if they're going to get tired of that, well, it's like, well, you know, these are the guys aiming for your jobs. You better do something about it, you know.
But you also hear at the same time that at least on the main roster side of things, there's a little bit too much of the main roster guys kind of just taking what they're given and going and doing it and not speaking up for themselves and not seizing control of their own destiny. And if NXT, putting on shows like they did last week, get some of those guys on the main roster to be like, you know what? I want a 10-minute match tonight. Give me anybody. If that gets them to go out there and perform like that,
yeah,
then NXT is doing its job.
There's the politics, and they have to play, and they have to play to give themselves an opportunity. You know, they can't just be, you know, I mean, what have you been hearing? You know, go for the brass ring, right? What is a Zack Ryder doing about it? You know, is he, when he does get that match on Superstars, is he making the best damn match on Superstars? Is there anybody going, hey, did you see what Zack Ryder did on Superstars this week? Because that happens every once in a while, but not often. They seem to just settle into those spots, and they don't know how to stick out.
But I think it's also, NXT is still a brand that has to establish itself. Those guys are not household names.
No, absolutely not.
So they have to put out like huge
minor league
matches. They have to put out huge matches like that. It's like when you see a minor league baseball coach going berserk on an umpire. Like, it will get Sports Center knowledge, but that's because it's in the minor league. They're trying to get attention for their league. They're trying to get noticed. Like, WWE, you can have, like, that Dolph Ziggler Seth Rollins match tonight was perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing wrong with that match. That match did exactly what it's supposed to do. It's set up for SmackDown, which is a rematch, but, you know, it did what it was supposed to do, and it's not, like, before going into that match, no one questioned if Dolph Ziggler or Seth Rollins could do what they can do. Like, for me, Adrian Neville's been a very big question mark up until maybe the past two specials, because I didn't think he had, like, you know, a personality. But he's flipped me. Like, a lot of these guys in NXT still need to establish themselves before they can do, and they need to do stuff that's truly out of the ordinary.
And this is a broader topic, and maybe we'll cover this a little bit more on Raw. I'd love to have some more conversation about this over in the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook group. And thanks, Riz, tossing over the article over on fansided.com. Saying rumors WWE main roster talent frustrated over NXT success. I'll actually go ahead and tweet and Facebook that out to our Facebook group and everything, so you guys can continue the conversation on what's going on here. And also, please let us know if you have any thoughts. Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, at Mayhem Show on Twitter as well. So let's get back to the Raw show itself. Of course, our main event. What do you guys think about what we're leading up to? I think we covered most of everything significant. Oh no, wait. John Cena, Rusev, first 10 minutes flat. That's it. Which was perfect.
Not tonight.
No?
Awesome.
No.
I'm sorry. I gotta admit, I was watching the John Cena Rusev thing happen as I was watching John Cena tell me why an avocado was the same as an egg. Because
that's why you like tonight's events.
Maybe that's why. Maybe I need him telling me about.
I liked it perfectly fine.
I like the idea of two guys who just can't wait to beat the crap out of each other, and every week you get them in the same arena, they inevitably start throwing blows at each other every time they get within 10 feet of one another. They got to fight. It's awesome.
One person threw blows tonight.
One dude threw blows tonight.
And one
seriously,
you know what? Yeah.
Here's one more thing.
The other person threw blows last time.
But if you're trying to build up Rusev,
no, it's the same thing they're doing with the main event.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing they're doing with the main event.
I don't know.
Yep.
Didn't agree with it.
It's not like Rusev hasn't looked strong in every single feud he's had.
I think this feud is doing a lot of good. I think this feud's doing a lot of good for Rusev. It is evolving him beyond the Russia gimmick. They don't talk about Russia in this feud story. They don't say anything about Russia. They're just two badass dudes who want to fight. It's awesome.
I love
this
it.
Is nothing but good for Rusev.
I love it.
John Cena needs an eye patch for his infected eye. At least a month.
Bobby, I'm sorry I yelled at you.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
A lot of fun. And speaking of what was presumably going to probably be our main event for Sunday at Fastlane is going to be Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. Both kind of doing some interesting stuff during each other's match. Seth Rollins, what do you guys about Seth Rollins messing with the crowd and signing autographs and throwing Uso merch of all things out in the crowd?
What?
Roman Reigns.
You got that Seth Rollins on the brain.
Seth Rollins.
Yes.
Oh, Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
You're looking
sorry,
at those
wait a
pictures
minute.
again, aren't you? What? Yeah, your
My
buddy.
buddy Roman Reigns here.
That's
How
right.
about this guy hanging out
Buddy.
right here? Sorry,
Yeah.
audio.
How awesome was Daniel Bryan on commentary during Roman's match tonight?
Amazing.
His perfect, like, little
It's
passive-aggressive little comments. It's just,
it was no
Here,
Saturday
we'll put
morning
Roman
slam.
on the show. There we go. Put those headphones on him.
Roman,
Kind of a talk.
Roman, you may not get a headset on Raw, but you get a headset on the Mayhem show, buddy.
What's up, baby? I'm just popping over. He's at ringside, handing out my cousin's merch because it doesn't sell enough.
Wow.
Don't tell him I said that.
That's straight up truth right
You
there,
guys,
Roman.
we missed one more thing that happened on Raw. I just want to say, rest in peace, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is apparently dead.
Yes.
Yep.
Cody Rhodes is dead, and I hope Stardust throws a funeral for him next week.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I would also like to say that I think Dean Ambrose's audition tape for The Daily Show to go host The Daily Show, I think it worked real well tonight. I think he might have something. He looks a little schlubby, though. Needs a nicer suit. Don't tell me you don't have one, Dean. We saw you at the Slammies a couple years ago.
You know,
Nice.
can I speak something on Raw? You know, we talked about like kind of the flow and everything. I know we make comments when somebody amongst the crew makes comment every time Ambrose is on in the first hour, and that's obviously it. But we're not getting so much. We're not getting so much of the, you know, something starts in the first hour and it spreads all the way through the show like it used to.
And
getting.
besides, he was on later. He zip-tied someone's hand and made them write 3 letters.
That's true too. So it actually carried over, but we're segmenting it a little bit more, right? And there are multifaceted things. It's not just what's John Cena up to for the rest of the night, right? It's more smartly done. I don't feel like I'm seeing the same thing a million times throughout the night. And if nothing else, tonight's show showed that we could do a variety. I can't, you know. I was having a discussion with another guy in production today about what a feat it is, and Justin LaBar wrote an article about, you know, Monday Night Raw and Saturday Night Live, how they're to each their own, just tremendous accomplishments in television and kind of making their night regardless of what their product is over the years. Definitely go read it. It's over at triblive.com. We've been retweeting it, you know, all over our social media too, just really digging that article. But you know, and we're talking about like how much of a feat it is on a production side. I mean, Matt, you know this, just, you know, doing, you know, live television with the news, you know, on a day-to-day basis. I mean, can you imagine something to do something on the scale that they do? They have to build a set in there, you know. Just saying that this production is probably bigger than, you know, what they have to do for like an NFL game, because like, well, you don't have to build something to do an NFL game. You just have to bring the production stuff in, and actually half of that's probably already half in a stadium already fit for it, right?
Yeah, it's like all the headaches that come with a live sporting event / circus / live event, plus the added complications that come with writing a weekly scripted episodic drama, and you got to do both of those at once.
Right.
And
Plus, it's a live,
impossible.
it's a live physical theater. It's just, there's just so much going on with it. But
Picture if NBC did one of those musicals, but every week, and it was always 3 hours long.
and then it's with a 15,000 seat auditorium, and they have to build the stage, but the stage is about 5 times the size of what they did for those specials, right?
And at the end, Carrie Underwood climbs a 15-foot-high steel cage and jumps off of it into a crowd.
All thanks to DDP Yoga.
On that note, guys, I think we covered about everything worth to speak about on Raw tonight. Please let us know. We'll, of course, have more conversation tomorrow night, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at live.wrestlingmayhemshow.com. Follow us, wrestlingmayhemshow.com. All the links for the social media and where to subscribe for these shows are all over that site. Please follow us and check out our Patreon, patreon.com/wrestlingmayhemshow, pittsburghwrestling.com, our friends over there, indiewrestling.us, sorgatronmedia.com for your production needs, and, of course, our pizza sponsor, sliceonbroadway.com, providing pizza for fine podcasts in Pittsburgh. So with that, thank you at the eRiz on the Twitter, at MadMike4883, at MainstreamMatt1T, and at BobbyFJTown. I'm at Sorgatron, and you guys have a good evening. See you guys next week.